today to talk about our new program here at the YMCA Diabetes Prevention Program. Joining me today is the regional coordinator for our program, Tanya Pochabowski. And we're just going to spend a few minutes chatting about the program here at the Y. The YDPP program here at the Y is an effort for us to really begin to address some of the issues related to community health, specifically in terms of chronic disease prevention. Here at the YMCA, we're hoping to do our part to reverse a growing trend in adult onset type 2 diabetes. There are things that we can do to prevent this disease and some of the complications of the disease that come over time. What I'd like to do is have Tanya talk to us a little bit about the program, some of the specifics, who is eligible, and how the curriculum was developed. So Tanya?
Okay, so kind of picking up where Laura left off, I think as she stated, this is something that we want to do for the community, and so much about doing this program for the community is making it accessible to them. So the Y offers the program in a classroom-based setting. While the program can be offered at the Y, it can also be offered outside of the Y. So you might see it at your local library, you might see it at the local church, you might see it at some other community center like a senior center or the rec center.
So, so Tanya, the program clearly it could be offered here, it could be offered in the community. Who's eligible for the program?
Well, ideally, the people that would be most eligible for the program, and more or less they need approval to do the program, are people who are considered overweight or obese. For us, it's a number, it's a BMI or body mass index over 25. And if somebody had a question what their BMI was, they don't have to go to the doctor. They can look it up online. They can call me. It's based off of a height-weight chart. So you compare your height down the scale to the weight across, and if your BMI is over 25, you're eligible to do the program. Along with that, you also either have to have 2 risk factors or have a qualifying blood test. There's 3 different blood tests you can take, and there's about 8 qualifying risk factors. So some of the risk factors that you might know offhand are if your cholesterol is high, if your blood pressure is high, if you're over the age of 45, if you're inactive, they consider inactive working out less than 2 days a week, so 2 days a week or less. If you had a parent or a sibling, so a direct relative with diabetes, if you've had gestational diabetes, or if you've had a baby weighing over 9 pounds. And those are the risk factors that you would have to have 2 of in order to qualify, plus have a BMI over 25.
Terrific. Now tell me, do people have to be members of the YMCA to participate?
People do not have to be members of the YMCA. We actually would like to make sure that it does get out into community and not just to our members. So it is open to people in Portchester, people in Mamaroneck, people in Rye who are not members, Larchmont, New Rochelle, White Plains, anyone who really is, I don't want to say willing to come to the Y, because like we said earlier, as long as it's offered with a location that they're comfortable driving to or getting themselves to, they have transportation, then they would be able to participate in the program. Mm-hmm. We'll offer it at several different locations, and they can pick the one that's most convenient based on the day and the time that it works best for them.
Terrific. So, so we know who's eligible for the program. Tell me a little bit about how it actually works. What's going to happen when somebody decides that they're ready to make that change?
Okay. Well, they definitely need to decide they're ready. It is a pretty big commitment. And up front, I think oftentimes they hear once a week, okay, we can handle that. And it's also a 16-week program. So they'll be making the commitment for 16 weeks. They'll be meeting once a week. And during that appointment, it will be an hour long in a group setting. They'll be talking with the lifestyle coach, who's the one guiding the program, and then whoever else is in the program, anywhere between 5 and 15 people.
With the program, one way that people can reduce their risk for developing diabetes clearly is enrolling in this type of program. What kinds of things are they going to be doing to reduce the risk of getting diabetes?
Okay. Well, the 2 program goals are to lose 7% of their body weight and to get 150 minutes of physical activity per week. So those 2 things are going to reduce their risk. The YDPP program is based off of a study that showed that if they changed their lifestyle, made some modifications, lost some weight, and became more physically active, they could reduce their risk or delay the onset of diabetes by 58%.
Time when people make the decision that they want to enroll, they want to take part, how do they go about enrolling in the program?
they should definitely just contact me directly. They can email me at the Y, they can call me at the Y. There is some information available on our website.
And is there a fee for this program?
There is a fee for the program. A member will cost $215 for the whole program, and a non-member will cost $265. Although I do want to add to that, because the great thing about this program is there's actually 24 sessions. There's 16 course sessions, 8 additional sessions for a total of 24. And if you do, the simple math, it's about $10 a session.
So it sounds like this is a really, really great opportunity for people to take charge of their health and make some decisions to improve their health for the future. It sounds like something that a lot of people in our community, both members of the Y and non-members, or general members of the community, should give some thought to. I think the costs related to managing a disease once you have it are far greater than the cost of trying to reduce your risk. This is a very different program than a lot of programs that you're going to see out there, with it being group-based, really, really focused on helping you change behaviors that will help you sustain this on a long-term basis. We all set goals at the beginning of the year that are aggressive, and we want to make big, big changes, but oftentimes it's the small changes that we choose to make every day that make the difference in the long run. Thanks very much.